Okay, this is our second introduction video here, and as promised, you can no longer see me. Now I'm just sort of this disembodied voice that's going to tell you things and point at stuff on the screen here. So if you're watching this introduction video, you are in this introduction page here in D2L. The things that I want to talk about are the other things in this introduction to course module right here. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at what is called the tracking sheet here. Okay? And what this does is it lists all the topics that we're going to cover in this course. Okay, the course is basically divided into 20 units. You can see them here. There's a separate topic for each course, for each unit. Some of the units are put together. They're double units because there's sort of twice as much material in them. And down towards the end, we've got our final project here. We've got our exam review and then our final exam. Okay. And in this column here, I've listed the approximate number of days that you should spend on each of these topics. And I've listed what is called a target date here, which is the date you should aim to be finished each of these topics by. And then in the last column over here under assessment, this is what you're going to have to submit to get a mark for that unit. So most of these are going to be probably assignments that you're going to hand into a Dropbox. Now this may change over the course of the semester as I take a look at what's going on, but for now we'll go based on what you see published here on this tracking sheet. Now in terms of these dates, these are target dates, these are not deadlines. You want to submit the assignments as close to the target date as you can so I can mark it, give you feedback on it, but if you find yourself to be a little bit behind, okay, you can always submit them after the target date. The content isn't going to disappear or anything like that. Okay. And we'll be talking more about what you need to do for each one of these sections sort of as the course goes on. Okay. The big thing is at the very end of the course, there's a major project here that is worth 10% of your overall mark. And in this project, you're going to have to sort of plan out some data collection, basically design a survey, collect some data, analyze that data, and then present your findings. Normally the way you present your findings is in a written report, but I'm going to try to figure out some way that you could maybe do a short presentation and share them with the other people in the class. There's a couple of dates for this presentation that you have to sort of meet earlier on in the course. So around the time we do Unit 12-13 on data collection, this is the time when you want to start thinking about what you're going to do for this project. So I'm going to get you to write up a little proposal and submit it along with your stuff for your Unit 12-13. And then same thing for Unit 14-15 where we're looking at statistics, the kind of data analysis that you're going to do in your project. You're going to submit another little write-up explaining what your data is going to look like and how it's going to help you answer the question that you're trying to look at in your project. Okay. So where we start off is we start off with some probability stuff, permutations, combinations, and then into the binomial theorem for the first approximate 3 weeks of the course. Okay. Now, what does each one of these units consist of? Well, if we go back back to the introduction to the course, before we get to that, here's the formula sheet that you should probably print off and keep handy when you're working on problems. It's got a lot of handy formulas that you're going to need throughout the course. If we go into a unit, so this is Unit 1 permutations here, the way I've got this set up is right at the very beginning you've got a checklist. If we go into the checklist, this is a list of all of the things that you should be doing to work your way through this unit. Okay? First thing is download the learning guide, and then most of them are watching lessons and then completing the work that is listed in the learning guide. So what do I mean by this learning guide here? Well, let's go and take a look at the learning guide that we have in here, Unit 1 learning guide. What the learning guide consists of is it's a series of boxes or a series of sections that have letters attached to them. And in each section, we've got a small subtopic relating to the overall topic, permutations. And it's usually what's in the learning guide is there's a material that you can read to help you understand it. There are examples that you should take a look at, and then there are usually practice questions that you can work on with answers at the end. So when you're on the topic of organized counting, it says that you should read Learning Guide pages A1 to A4. So you just kind of come down and you start reading and you follow the examples along like that. And then if we get to the end of the section here, there's some practice questions that you can work on and check your answers at the end. Okay. So probably what I would, and if we go back here, I would probably download that, maybe even print that off, or you can work on using the electronic version, however you like. Now, all of these other things are videos of lessons that I did in class the last time I taught this course. So if we click on 1A, Organized Counting, it takes us out to my YouTube channel here where you can watch the video that I gave in class, kind of like this video that you're watching right now. So what I would probably do is, as you move from topic to topic, I would watch the lesson and then do the reading and the practice questions in the learning guide. And then once you've worked your way through one box out of that learning guide, move on to the next topic. So do 1A, then 1B, then C, and then so on and so on. Okay? And when you've worked your way through all of these lessons and done all the practice work, you are going to hand in your assignment. So in this little sub-module down here is where I'll put the assignment for Unit 1. You can download that, work on that, and then submit it electronically to this Dropbox here. And when you submit it to the Dropbox, then the next unit module will open up to you, and you'll have access to combinations. So that's just a little description of how you can sort of work your way through the course, and how the lessons are going to be delivered, and what you're kind of going to be expected to do in terms of work submission.